Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadasham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures: no photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions: please be aware of the important cautions.
Science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. The pramanas, the evidences. Shastra Pramana, the authentic scriptures, Shrutis, Vedagama stand as a foundation for Hinduism. Apta Pramana, authentic, time-tested, foolproof compilation of the experience of the millions of sages, rishis and enlightened masters, which is in terms with the Shastra Pramana. Atma Pramana, with Apta Pramana, a guru is able to experience and live the truth claimed by the Shastras. Shakshi Pramana, manifestation and experience of the guru's initiation in the disciple of a particular lineage which is demonstrable to the world. And Pratyaksha Pramana, having the truth validated by the scientific study. Bhagavan Paramashiva has beautifully given us the evidences for all the pramanas to all the power manifestation, to understand the deeper truth from what we understand to what we can cognize. For the power of Ashtamaha Shakti, Bhagavan is said to be born with Ashtamaha Shakti. The scriptural reference is Shiva Samhita 5.7678.
Powerful cognition. Now let's go to the Shastra.
5.76 to 78. Maranam ghādyate tena sakena pina ghādyate tasya syat paramasiddhe animadi guna prada vayussannachadate dehe rasavriddhir bhavet dhruvam आकाशपनकजगल्तीयूसमपि बध्यते मरणं खाद्यते तेन सकेनापि न खाद्यते तस्य स्यात् परमासिद्धिर् अनिमादिगुणप्रदा वायुः सनचरते देहे रसवृद्धिर्भवेत् ध्रुवम् आकाशपनकजगलप्तीयूसमपि वर्धते.
Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully describes death is eaten by him, he is eaten by none. He manifests the highest powers such as Ahima, Lahima, Garima, Mahima, all the Ashtama Shaktis. The Vayu, the wind energy, moves equally throughout his body. The juice of his body also increases. The nectar exuding from the eternal lotus, Akasha Panakaja, also increases in him. Bhagavan Paramashiva has beautifully described how we exist in the existential reality. Death is eaten by him. The first statement he says, death is constantly ticking. The mind has to die, and however great the kings are, finally they have to leave their body. They cannot exist in the body. And what is eternal remains eternal before we are born and during our birth and after we are gone. That is what again and again Bhagavan Paramashiva gives us initiation to raise us to the higher self. We are made of the Panchabhuta, all the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, and space, air and space. The purification, the sound, nada, is made of when the fire and the vayu hits together. So when we are purified in all these Panchabhuta, we are more and more in the higher intelligence. Higher consciousness is higher intelligence. The more we are in higher intelligence, we can understand how the cosmos works in the greater reality. Rather than just the mundane way of existence, we can understand and start manifesting the greater signs. Here, Bhagavan says the mind, which is only in the very length, breadth, and depth, the materialistic world, it is going to have the death, because mind has to die. Like how we go to sleep and wake up. The pure consciousness which is there as Paramashiva in all of us, we exist in everything that we are perceiving. And we understand that we are a whole, not just an individual, not just a matter. We start understanding that way of functioning is completely different. And the higher intelligence gives us the new way of existence, new way of functioning. That is what here it says, how the breath starts changing. Even now, the breath in the morning is not the same as evening, Bhagavan says. The breath is constantly changing, but when you're in the superconscious space, completely the breath becomes one with Paramashiva, and it's completely different. Here, Bhagavan says the juice of the body, all the juices that are controlled by the outer world, simply stops getting input, triggered by outer world, rather not anything else. It knows that outer world is just like how you're experiencing in the dream. You don't get triggered by anything from outer world, but you understand the deep oneness, the quantum space, the infinite space, how you exist in everything, and you celebrate everything as consciousness. The ultimate science. Once Ramana Maharshi was asking, the disciple was asking Ramana Maharshi, how do I recognize my identity if I am not this? And he kept quiet, he didn't say anything. And then the person went into the kitchen and he was asking some food or something, and then they were having an argument. And he was going, how can you say this to me? How can you do this to me? You don't know what I am. And he turned back to see there was Ramana Maharshi. And he was feeling very shy. Why did he ask that question? Then Ramana Maharshi said, don't feel shy. The I which is asking all the question right now, focus who's that I. Only when you're angry, lusty, hungry, and sleepy, your I is very prominent, and then you can catch that I. Who you are, the existential reality which is manifesting through all this and happening through all this as your reality. The pure essence, who you are, when you reside in that purity, you go into the quantum space, entangle into the quantum entanglement, and manifest all the Ashtama Shakti. These are the greater signs, and that is why Bhagavan gives us the Mahavakya, the sound, which really changes us into the ultimate oneness. Hanumanji, all the time, not just Hanumanji, even Mahapariva, Satya Sai Baba, Bhagavan, all of them have swiftly moved from one place to another place. We have a record of from their all their history that they have given as Atma Pramana. Here, Hanuman is flying to Sri Lanka. He has no idea who's Sita. There is no photograph that time to show this is Sita. He has to hold the space to find out where Sita is. And in the middle, he sees the Asura in the ocean, and he has to become very small and go into her mouth and come out. And so he's not hurt. And he's not hurt, then he can also go by the rules of the Asura. This was all demonstrated by Hanuman just because the only thing that is vibrating in him is Ramanama, the power of Ramanama. is the only reason why he could grow into anything. He could make himself very small. He could manifest any reality that he wanted as his reality. Bhagavan Paramashiva here beautifully speaks how he was trained and how you can exist in the higher dimensions when you understand the signs of enlightenment.
It's that same space. You are what you think you are. You are what you do samyama as you are. You are what you strongly believe you as you are. Whatever you contemplate in your inner space, consciously, you express that in your life. You can see the living proof of this in so many great yogis' life in Vedic tradition. When Ramakrishna did samyama on the attitude of being a woman and serving Devi, he calls it Saki Bhava. He felt he is the servant of Devi, woman servant of Devi, maid of Devi. And the biography says, literally he had periods. All the physical expressions of women in his body. Same way, when he did samyama on Hanuman, visualizing himself as a monkey and servant of Rama, he says, and there are records, from his backbone the tail has started growing. Even tails started happening. And in the recent days, Swami Chinmoy, Sri Chinmoy, a powerful yogi, great Indian yogi, lived in New York. He can lift just like that elephants. He will literally lift elephants. He will make a platform, make elephant stand on it and lift it. I have seen in my life, my own master, mentor, Yogi Yogananda Puri, Raghupati Yogi, he will lift any size stones, any size rocks. I have seen with my eyes, not even using both hands. He will just roll in one hand. Forget about all these extraordinary old yogis. See in our ashram, everybody knows when the Kundalini is awakened, how you lift 3 times more your weight. The other day I was talking to a weight trainer. He said, maximum a man can lift only, a normal people who, especially who don't practice this weightlifting and all, they can lift equivalent to their weight. That itself is lot of difficulty. But in our ashram, whoever is initiated now into yellow, at least we have 100 yogis in our ashram who has lifted 3 times more than their weight. When they get into samyama, 3 times more weight they are able to lift. We can now scientifically prove this samyama. How? When a person gets into that samyama and kundalini awakens, the extraordinary strength is expressed through the body. I can see normally, especially brahmacharinis who can't even lift more than 10-15 kg, are lifting 150 kg. The kundalini, power of samyama.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explains the kundalini, the mitochondria cell energy that really causes us to manifest that power. Here, the Balasans of Nityananda Gurukul are demonstrating the power of Ashtama Shakti.
Yes, so first we have Srinivas, you'll be stepping up, and we'll take your weight first and see where you're at, and then we'll compare that number against the lift that you'll be doing. So if you want to just quickly step up and take your weight.
As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj, a Rudra of the Nityananda order, is stepping up on the weighing scale, and you will be seeing, as you can see, he is 54.1 kgs.
So 54 kgs. And on the bar, as I mentioned earlier, I got a little excited talking about this, is 115 kgs. And just to put this into perspective, I actually haven't lifted this weight in over 3 years. So what he's going to be doing is something I haven't trained and done in 3 years. And so I'm excited to see this. What he'll be comparing is up against, and again, this is very logical and there's a lot of numbers involved. He's lifting roughly 120 pounds more than somebody that is a beginner, which is completely insane because I'm assuming he hasn't been training. I don't know how long he's been training for, but I don't think he's been training very long. And so 120 pounds more than a beginner he'll be lifting, and he's lifting a weight that I haven't lifted in over 3 years. So I'll let him take this.
So that's great. Srinivasa Maharaj, you can come up in the front. You can see Srinivasa Maharaj is getting into the position. As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj has lifted.
I don't mean to be a stickler for form and all this, but when it comes to training, form is everything. You're going to get much more power if you have like exact form. And I can say his form was not correct, but it didn't matter. That's what's shocking, is that you were able to somehow muster the strength without having the correct base.
And Srinivasan Maharaj is just 54 kgs and he has lifted over 115 kgs just like that without any effort.
Again and again, Bhagavan gives us such a beautiful understanding of how we can manifest these greater powers. All we are going to do is we are going to measure an object. You can use these apps and Android or iPhone, and you can use it to measure if you don't have a weighing scale. If you have a weighing scale, you can weigh the object and you can take a picture in the beginning. Make sure you weigh the object at least 2 times so that there is no doubt at the later point. It is because not measured properly. So you can use these app or any other app. If you're using an app and you're using a cell phone or your tab to weigh the object, it will give a range. It will not give you exact the number. It will give you range, and write down the range. And if you can manifest 5 units above or below the weight of that object, you have manifested the power 100%. If you just feel the vibration or the heat in the object, or just it is decreasing a little bit, that's wonderful. You have started manifesting more and more. You're causing and sharing. You will start manifesting all this greater truth. If you see the Balasans at the end of the Tulabharam, they'll go and drop a leaf in the Tulabharam. That is the Bilva leaf, and they are beautifully in the space of oneness where they can increase the weight of the Bilva leaf. So you can use any object. You can use Bilva leaf. You can use the deity, you can use your jewelry, anything that you want to raise the weight or decrease the weight of the object. So that is what we are going to do. If you have a weighing scale and you want to do for yourself or others, or you want to weigh yourself and decrease the weight, that is also perfectly fine. The weight changes after some time is a question always everybody asks. That is because we are not in the space continuously. We also change to the from the conscious space, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, back to the space of length, breadth, depth. Constantly we are carrying our mind. That is why Bhagavan beautifully says, there is no bird which leaves footprint in the sky. There is no fish which leaves footprint in the water. There is no animal which leaves a footprint on the ground. We humans leave the footprint on the ground, and everywhere we go, we destroy and make it polluted. Especially the Zen monk, there is a tradition where only the sannyas is given when they are able to walk in a grass and the grass does not die. How does it happen? You become light. More and more you understand, you are consciousness, you become light. The thought become lower and lower. You're listening, the awareness, concentration, memory, everything improves because your health, everything, you are in living more alive. You're experiencing everything more alive. You're more satisfied, more complete who you are. More and more you live beyond the mind, you become alive, and it is a science. How it's a science in the outer world, they find out different things. This is a repeatable science. All the avatars and Nayanamars and all of them have experienced this as a science. How can we experience that today? Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva. Sit as Paramashiva. You're not visualizing Paramashiva. You are Paramashiva in the parallel universe who is in this body. But you gave an identity of brother, mother, sister, and all the identity, collect them and offer at Bhagavan's lotus feet. It is of no use. That is only for use for your dream. You are consciousness, Paramashiva, who you are. If you know that, you can even play with the identity so beautifully. And all you need to do is unclutch from every thought. Thoughts are not allowed for Kailash Kotyad. Very clearly tell. You have to empty yourself and come here. Completely unclutched. Only thought is Paramashiva is real. I am sitting as Paramashiva. I am chanting the Mahavakya, vibrating with the Mahavakya. The sound changes the way we exist. The sound, the nada is made of air and fire element of your body. That needs to get purified. How you detox your body? The detox happens when you start chanting the Mahavakya. And more you are in listening, you go beyond the thought. The Mahavakya puts you into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi and you start experiencing the deeper oneness of Paramashiva. Now let's chant the Mahavakya continuously, holding the space. Paramashiva is real. Consciousness is real. Surrendering in deep gratitude and love. Love is something which brings you to the present moment. Nothing like that. That is why it's a phenomenal energy. You even love outer world object. It brings you to the present moment. So anything you are in deep love with, you are living in the present moment. You cannot have a past or a future love. You are in present, experiencing that in your heart continuously. That is why if you love something which object is divine, you start recognizing yourself that it is even in the object is not there. You start experiencing that deeper and deeper in you because you are that. And more in gratitude for you to experience this greater truth. And chanting the Mahavakya and deep listening manifest the powers. Take a picture of that, and at the end of the session you can verify and you can post and share with the world. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely to experience the Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
Commit with Paramashiva. Only He exists. Anything else is delusion. Now, sit straight. We'll enter into the process. Nityananda Paramashivam.
Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Paramashivam. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda.
Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes, and whatever Paramashiva has shown, please go ahead and take the picture authentically after weighing it again couple of times and share it in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation, or in your social media you can share. Enriching and causing is the very beautiful science that Bhagavan has given all of us to experience the deeper reality. As long as we think we are the identity, we are in length and breadth and depth, more and more we understand causing the whole universe, that contributing to others' life, raising them to the consciousness is the purpose, and we contribute to others' life as more and more we start understanding that we are one and the same. And consciousness, Paramashiva, exists in everything, and that is the greatest reality. Uddhava asked Krishna, Krishna, you're leaving me, what should I do? He said, where am I leaving you? Everyone that you see is Krishna, and all that you need to do is start relating everything as Parandama. You will understand the space of Parandama. All the enriching and causing is doing is constantly giving us that glimpse of we are Paramashiva that exist in all others also, all the things, all that exist. Again and again, Paramashiva is waking us up to the greater reality, telling us to enrich and cause to understand this greater science. So go ahead and share with the world, and make sure you have the hashtag Paramashivam Shakshi Pramana, hashtag Kailasa, hashtag Nityananda, hashtag Power Manifestation, and tag it to your friends and family. Now, let's surrender all this powerful cognition, power manifestation at Bhagavan's lotus feet in deep gratitude, thanking Bhagavan for all the gifts from Kailasa for each and every one, every single day. And thanking all of you in all the social media, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, following the Guruvak as your life, yoga, puja, watching the satsang, detoxing your body, manifesting the powers as the Charya Pada that Bhagavan has given. Every day following that raises us to the higher and higher cognition. Paramashiva is real. Now let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye and hold the powerful space. Paramashiva is real in my thought, word and action. Seeing everything, everyone as Paramashiva throughout the day. Holding that powerful space and ending the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nityananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you so much. The next session will be after the darshan or satsang. For more Kailash Courtyard Manifesting Power sessions, you can log in through eKailasha and join after the satsang.